What is going on, everybody? It is Pat from the recaps. I'm the voice behind 95% of the recaps on the channel. But today we're not recapping anything. We're actually reviewing something. We are reviewing Cobra Kai Season 5. I've been lucky enough to get the show early. I watched all of it. So here are my thoughts on some things that you can expect to see coming up this Friday in a spoiler-free edition. No real giant spoilers. I'm not giving any cliffhangers here. Everybody dies. The iceberg hits the ship. She says, I'm never going to let you go, and she lets you go. None of that. Spoiler-free review here. But real quick, though, if you do need a recap of Season 1, Season 2, Season 3, or Season 4, I've got all of that on the channel. Assuming you might need a recap of Season 4, though, since that's the most recent one. I'll put the tab in the upper right-hand corner. So one of the two, I don't know. It's mirrored, so anyway, but Season 5, this is already bad. Hit the thumbs down. Season 5 starts out with a group split up because Miguel has gone off to Mexico to find his father. Johnny has gone after him, and he's been able to convince Robbie to come along with. Whereas back home in the Valley, you've got Daniel LaRusso, who does end up being a man of his word. He ends up closing down the dojo to the behest of most of his students. That's pretty much where I'll leave you with the storylines of what happens. Terry Silver continues his reign on the Valley, his dominant reign on the Valley, and eventually Johnny ends up coming home, and he ends up talking to Daniel, and they have to figure out what they're going to do without a dojo. Kreese is away in prison, falsely accused, although nobody knows that, but everybody's back pretty much, and it's getting to the point of this show where if you have appeared in one of the Karate Kid movies and you have not been asked back, either your manager is horrible or you must have been the biggest jerk on set, because they're doing such a good job of really prolonging this whole Karate Kid backstory. One of my favorite parts about this show is the fact that you don't necessarily need to be a Karate Kid aficionado to understand it, because what they'll do is they'll bring somebody back and then they'll show you a clip of the movie and explain why this person was important, or just what their role in the show is, or how they fit. They've done that with all the seasons. This one is included. I'm not going to give away who they bring back, but it was interesting to see. All right, I thought they kind of used everybody up. Nope, they bring more people back in a role here and there, and I think it's good. I think it's good for the actors that probably you forgot to get these kind of roles. So, but overall, this season was good. I think it's on par with most of the seasons that we've seen so far. I will say I thought the ending was a bit rushed. It's just kind of very abrupt for me. I felt like the ending of episode 10 feels more like an episode 9. There's not really a conclusion, and that's because of they're setting you up for a season 6, clearly. I also just don't know how much more that they can do with this show. It's getting to the point where you're sitting there as a viewer and you're kind of like, Daniel, just give up the damn Valley, man. Like, it's not the end of the world. All right, the guy opened up a couple of dojos. And I'll tell you, Daniel gets to that point too, where he considers, like, should I just go back to living my life selling cars and giving away bonsai trees? So I just don't know how much more after season 6 of what they're setting up. I don't know where they go from there. I think they're going to eventually have to wrap this show up, because I didn't get quite to the point where I'm like, man, this show needs to end. I'm not there yet, but I'm probably going to be feeling like that with season 6, where if they set you up for a cliffhanger next season, I'm probably going to be sitting there like, gee, all right, you're running into Walking Dead territory where you're kind of losing me as a viewer. But this season, in season 5, it was good. I just felt like the ending was a bit rushed. But overall, I mean, if you're a fan of the show, you're going to be dialed into this season, and I think you're going to enjoy it. My complaints about this show have always been kind of the same. I feel like the acting is horrendous. I mean, and this is the show with Ralph Macchio, so I feel like most of the kid actors are pretty brutal. How Miguel got a job, I will never know. I keep thinking back to, I think it's season 3, but Hawk is my friend. Like, there's a lot of that this season with him that you just kind of cringe and go, oh my God, I know Netflix is stuck with him, but now DC's bringing him into movies, and if as if DC couldn't get any worse with their movies, now you're bringing the kid who plays Miguel. It's rough. But you know, Hawk was cool, and he's one of the few kid actors that I think is good. But other than that, a lot of the kids are there. But what they do so well with this show is they'll have kids quickly switch sides, and they'll explain it in a way that makes complete and total sense. And I think that's a testament to the writing of this show, where there are negatives, right? Like, it is cheesy, the acting is pretty piss poor. I mean, there's some good actors, but for the most part, the main kids, and even, as I said, Ralph Macchio, brutal. But with all of that said, you don't end up really caring about it. You don't care about the fact that this 65, 70-year-old man is able to fight off like 3 dudes at once. You don't care, because the storyline is interesting and it's good. And once again, that's a testament to the writers and whatnot. But if you're a UFC fan, there are some cameos this season. Your boy Eric Anders, that's his nickname. I'm not saying like he's your boy, but that's just his nickname. And former UFC champ Tyron Woodley make an appearance. So that was cool to see. I'm a huge UFC fan, so it was like, oh, hey, I recognize that guy. But yeah, other than that, I'm looking forward to hearing your reaction come this Friday on what you guys think, if you guys agree with me, if you disagree with me. So if I had to put it in terms of ranking them, I guess it would be season 2, 1, and then 3 and 4 are kind of tied. I mean, the Silver character is a good one, and you get more into his backstory, how him and John Kreese and the Way of the Fist and their training regimen and all that. But I really enjoyed that, and I really enjoy what they're going to do coming up in season 6. I just hope that's, once again, I hope they don't prolong this thing so it gets to the point where we're sitting here begging for them to stop, which is kind of what happened to me, as I said, with Walking Dead. So, but overall, really solid season. Just felt like it ended a little bit abrupt. The storyline's still there. The drama's still there, still very real. And this is a quintessential enemies becoming friends, friends becoming enemies, working together, and all that stuff that they do so well and that they've done so well for 4 seasons now. So I can't wait to hear what you guys think, though. This is the part where I ask you guys to please subscribe to the channel, hit thumbs up if you like this spoiler-free review, smash that thumbs down button if you thought I gave away way too much, even though you haven't seen the video. I love when people do that. You haven't even seen the season. You're like, I can't believe you said this. It's really not. I'm telling you, I didn't give up anything of value. But anyway, if you thought I sucked, smash that thumbs down button. I do have a Patreon link so you can support the channel. Make sure to click the link in the description, and then you get stuff. You get shout outs and whatnot on videos like this. And then I have shirts that I can sell you, and then you can buy. And you can buy them for the whole family because Christmas is coming up. I think this has gone on too long. Goodbye.